Welcome back to the Ukulele Corner YouTube page here. I'd like to present a series of lessons for you to develop your technique on the ukulele. And I'm just going to have these very short practice tips. We're going to focus on one idea at a time, and there'll be about 20 or so of these videos so we can have a lot of fun. And the first thing we're going to look at is just producing sound on your instrument. And it's really important to get the fullness and the rich tone out of the instrument you have. And there are a couple ways that you can set the string into motion that will really give you a nice tone. And the main concept is for the vibration of the string to be towards the floor and the ceiling instead of out and in. So instead of pulling up on the string and releasing it, you kind of set it back and then release it. Whether you're using your thumb pressing down towards the floor or finger towards the ceiling, if the string is vibrating that way, you can get more volume, kind of playing into the string, pushing down on the note a bit, and you'll have a fuller sound. So if I pull away, it's kind of a weak sound. I'll do this with my thumb. I have reentrant tuning here. And if I play away, you get kind of a snap if you play loud because the string actually hits the fingerboard and the metal of the fret wires. That sort of sounds. But if you press into the string, let the weight of gravity push the string down a little bit. I'm going to use my thumb. You can play loud and not get that distorted sound. I can dig in a little bit and get a nice full rich sound. You can do that with your thumb, or if you use a finger, I'm going to use my index finger here. So a very fundamental way just to start getting tone out of the instrument. And I think of 3 stages when you play a note. Contact the string, put pressure on it, and release. So instead of starting from far away and just sweeping through, you don't have much control there of your sound. But if you touch the string just for a moment before you set it into motion, I think you'll find that you can decide whether you're going to play loud or soft, if it's going to be a warm or bright sound. You'll have a full range of expression that you can create as you play notes this way. So for example, if I took my index finger and played the high string, I'm going to rest my thumb on the 4th string here. I have it out in front of the rest of the hand, and I have my fingers curved in a C shape. So I'm going to put my thumb down just the rest of the hand. I'm going to put pressure by touching the string, and then when I put pressure into it, the tip joint is going to bend back. And then it's going to release back towards the back of my hand. That's going to set the vibration of the string in that direction, towards the ceiling and the floor, instead of being really straight and pulling up on the note, or even with this curve of using the finger to move away from the string. I'm playing into the string, letting the tip joint flex, and playing back. You can do this with middle or ring finger as well. Contact, pressure, release. Contact, pressure, release. Now if I do this with the thumb, there are many different ways we can play with the thumb. It can be all flesh, using the side of the thumb, but really sweeping down towards the floor. I almost see the thumb moving in sort of a circular motion down into the string from the back knuckle, then following through. Another way that's really effective to play with the thumb, I use a nail and I bring the thumb in. I get a brighter sound, really strong sound. I play down into the next string. It's called the rest stroke when you play a string and land on the next string. Then when I get to the high string, I do a free stroke because there's no other string to rest on above that. So that's going to give you a really full, rich sound. Sometimes I tilt the hand a lot, really dig in. If you play over the fingerboard, it's a little warmer sound. With a finger, you can do the same. Even though I'm moving pretty steadily and quickly through the note, I still think of those 3 stages. It just happens in an instant as you move through. But instead of just sweeping through from far away, it's a very precise motion where you make contact with the string, then you put the pressure in, you release. It starts to become a fluid motion, but there's just this instant of time. I can feel the string, and I find it really helps to improve your sound. So just try this at first on open strings. Try to really make sure those tip joints are loose with the fingers, and then the thumb is out in front of the index finger, moving in that sort of circular motion, sweeping through, then tilting back a little bit if you want to use the nail more, if you have a thumbnail. and get a really strong sound doing that. Versus all flesh, you can play more soft, mellow sound. So spending some time and just getting familiar with some of the different possibilities of what you can do with your right hand and how you produce sound will really make a difference in your playing. We spend all that time playing fingerstyle with the right hand in motion. So really take your time, look at the stages of motion and listen with your ear and find a sound that you really like. So I hope you enjoy this first little practice tip and a technical tip, and I'll see you again very soon.